Hi, this is a nice spring afternoon in Victoria, 15th of January. You'll see there's no snow around. There's even some crocuses or the snowdrops growing here, which is great. I love it. Um, we may still get some snow, but not as much as the east. Um, I have been a professional adult educator for 40 years now. I have a PhD from the University of Toronto, and obviously over that time have acquired a lot of knowledge and skills in the area of adult education. I've worked in adult education in 4 countries, and my last job I was Dean of Continuing Studies at University of Victoria, which of course is one of the top-rated universities. I've also been involved with seniors. Some of you may remember Elder Hostel, and I'm not certain if it's still running, but Elder Hostel has been a very dynamic program. It started in the US, and I came to Canada and then went all around the world, I think. I ran the one at University of New Brunswick and also the one in Bermuda. And in fact, Bermuda started its own version of Elder Hostel, which they called the Adult Learning Center, which I helped start when I was there 20 years ago. It now has over 500 people, and it's just a very vigorous program. People of all backgrounds, professional people, accountants, to bricklayers, or whatever you'd like to think of, they are all involved in this program. So you'll understand why I get somewhat incensed when someone asks me, oh, I'm too old to learn. And this person may be 65 or 70. I'm too old to learn. Learning's for young people. Because I know perfectly well that's absolute garbage. They can learn anything they want. And in fact, many of them go back to university once they have finished their regular job, and now have both money and time to do what they really want to do. So yes, of course adults can learn, and they can learn anything they want. And in fact, research has shown that they are just as good as younger people. They're more conscientious, and they also work harder. There's only a slight difference in learning speed. As they get older, you tend to learn a little slower than you did 20, 30 years ago. But that is the only statistical difference in learning capacity. Unless, of course, you've got some disease, such as Alzheimer's or dementia, which is unfortunate, but that happens. Many of them, as I said, many people go back to university when they have the opportunity and study all kinds of programs. I remember at the University of New Brunswick, a woman who must have been in her late 60s said, I want to do my CA, Chartered Accountant, paper. And I said, of course you can do it. And I didn't think much more about it, but 4 years later, she wrote to me and said she was now a senior accountant in a large residential area in St. John, New Brunswick. And I was kind of excited about that because I guess I encouraged her a little bit. People have the seed, they say certain that they can do it, but they just need a little bit of reinforcement about it. Now, a step further, adults quite often think that they cannot learn the computer or the internet. And again, they think this is something for the young people, for those that have grown up with technology, but it's not so. I'm sure you know people in the 70s, 80s, or even 90s that have a real, their whole world has opened up before them as they have discovered the internet and what they can do with it. It really makes life a lot more exciting if they do it. And if you have parents or grandparents at that age, for goodness sake, encourage them to get a computer. You can buy a computer now for under $500. That's a new one. you can get a second-hand one for much cheaper, and you could probably pick one up for nothing if you really were needed to do that. I'm going to take this a little bit further because many seniors have suffered somewhat recently because of the financial downturn. Some have lost 10, 20, even 30% of their pension to the downfall, and hopefully it'll come back, but maybe not in their lifetime. So they are worried about it. Most people are worried about it unless they've got pots of money, which most of us don't have, because up to this point you just had enough to live, say, 20 years, 30 years, and that was it. But I mean, if that's been reduced significantly, then you do have some thinking to do. What I want to suggest here is that you don't have to get a job in Home Hardware or Home Depot or, God forbid, Walmart. You can own your own business and you don't have to put out $100,000. And I'm talking about an internet business. There are lots of great internet businesses. You can, as I said, you can buy a computer for $500 and you can set yourself up. Very often it costs less than $500 to join, become a member of an internet business. And one in particular may interest you, and it's called Wealth Masters. It is an adult education program, by the way. Its particular subject matter is wealth or money management, finance, investment, and they give you great education on all these areas and resource people that you wouldn't normally come across. So that is something that you worth thinking about. Now, when it comes to internet marketing, that always is a challenge, but Wealth Masters has thought of that too. It has a company at length, an arm at length, whatever the term is, company called Carbon Copy Pro, which looks after the marketing for Wealth Masters. It gives you all the knowledge and the skill and the right attitudes that you will need to market. And with that, internet marketing becomes a breeze, and Wealth Masters will become the great success that it has become for a lot of people. In fact, most of the top people in Wealth Masters have also joined up with Carbon Copy Pro and used that initially to get their marketing skills, which is all important for internet marketing, if you know that, as I'm sure you do. So my suggestion is that you start off by joining Carbon Copy Pro, as I did. You can join for something like $390, and then work your way up as you have the money. You can join Wealth Masters for nothing, but at a fairly low level, and you can upgrade as you get the money to do so. So here's a great opportunity to make lots of money. You probably wouldn't believe me when I say that some people in a year are making $50,000 a month. Now, I am not making $50,000 a month, but I'm making a decent amount, which I never thought I would make. I'm making between, depending on the month, $5,000 and $10,000 a month, which is just dandy for my pension. So that's it. I hope you consider this carefully, and the best thing to do is to go to my website, which is http://, of course, www.ccopypro, C as in cat, copypro.com, and there you will get a glimpse of what Carbon Copy Pro is concerned. You can join that, and from there you can go on to Wealth Masters. Okay? I hope to see you there.